Good morning, YouTube. It's Papa Bear. It is Friday, August the 1st. I'm burning the day of leave time today and came out here to enjoy the weather. It's 15 degrees cooler than it was Wednesday. The high is only going to be about 82 today. Cloudy. And this morning I was smoking my Grunewald pipe, Volcano. Look at that, bird's eye. I bought this at the Ohio Pipe Show last year from Paul and Chris, Pipes of Old, and had a great time. I hope everybody going this year has a great time. Sorry I can't be there, but I know it's going to be a great show, so I hope you get to attend. Back when I was in junior high, had a paper out to earn money, and I spent a lot of that money on building model cars. You get the box kit and all the parts together, and you got to glue them all together and everything. Well, me and some of my friends, we had memberships to the model car magazine, and we would take our cars to shows around the area, show them off, and hopefully win a prize. I won first place one year with a 1964 Thunderbird that I built. It was beautiful. Now, we just didn't put them together. We spray painted the body and the frame, and we detailed the engine, got chrome paint, tester's paint, and painted the wheels and everything else. We took strips of cloth and decorated the interior of the car and painted all the dials on the dashboard. We did it upright. And in the model car magazine, they would issue feature people's cars, pictures we sent in, and they would put them in the magazine. And someone got the idea of staging accidents where two cars ran into each other, and they would take a lighter and kind of heat up the fender and bend it and the hood and everything, and it looked pretty good. And then they started using cotton to represent smoke coming out from the hood and all that. Well, me and my buddies, we decided to go one step further. And so we had a couple of cars that we built, and we said, we'll just make an accident scene. And we did all the fender bending and hood bending and everything else like that, and had them next to each other. I think it was T-boned, actually. And then we got the idea to use some of that tester's glue that we used, which has changed a lot because you could get a buzz on that glue. And we knew that before the kids started sniffing it. So we put some of that glue on the car underneath the hood, and we was going to set it on fire. And so we had actual flames and smoke and took a snapshot of that and sent it into the contest. Well, after we did that, we just let the cars burn into a blob of melted plastic, and we were doing this in my backyard. We had a detached single car garage that was a little bit higher than the foundation of our house. My house was 33 foot square, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, growing up. And it's a gravel driveway going down towards the house and out to the street. And so the plastic was burning, and my buddy said, hey, bring some of that and put it over here on this wet spot. Well, I didn't know what he had done. And I did that, and woof, he had poured gasoline on the driveway, gravel. And that stuff was burning black, and I noticed that it caught the nozzle of that 5-gallon can on fire. And so I'm thinking, that's going to explode. And so I knocked the gas can over to keep it from exploding. And that gas started trickling down towards the house, and smoke was blowing out. And one of my neighbors or somebody called the fire department. And that engine company close to my parents' house, They showed up and put the fire out. And didn't burn up anything, but boy, I was scared. And I knew when my parents got home that I was gonna be disciplined. But they were just glad we were okay and the house was okay. And my dad, said, "I guess you learned a lesson today." And I said, "Yes, sir, I did." Can't keep it split. Well, fast forward 12 years, and I'm on the fire department there in my city. I was stationed at Central Station, and I was an extra at the time. They would use the extras to fill in here and there where people went on vacation or somebody was sick. And so this one day, they sent me out to the station there close to my parents' house. And grabbed up my bedclothes and my coat and boots and everything and went out there. And we got an alarm for a house fire, and that house was rolling. And we spent all morning putting that fire out, and we were dirty and sweaty and wet. And I said to my captain, I said, I didn't bring an extra change of clothes with me coming out here. I says, "Can we go by my parents' house? I've got an extra uniform there. I always kept one there." And he said, "Sure, it's in." I said, "It's in our district. It's on the way back." And he said, "Okay, that's fine." So we pulled up to my parents' house, and my captain says, "I recognize this house. I've been here before." I said, "It's been about 10 or 12 years ago. I was a hosman, and we had a fire out back. Some kids were playing with gasoline, caught the backyard on fire. Yeah, it was at this house." And he said, "Were your parents living here then?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Are you one of them kids?" I said, "Yes, sir." They just started laughing. Said, "Oh, I guess you learned your lesson. And now I know why you're a firefighter." I said, No, that's not the reason, but yeah, you got me." Well, every time someone came in the station that day, they said, "Hey, Gary, tell the story about back when you were a kid and you set fire to the backyard." And boy, I couldn't live that down for the longest time. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, I've got a whole bunch of other firefighter stories that I could tell you. So we'll see how this goes, and it may turn into a series. But I'm really enjoying this day, and I hope you are too. I hope y'all have a great weekend. And those going to the pipe show, smoke a bow for me. We'll talk to you later.